I want to also try and keep in time. Good afternoon to all participants here physically present and those online. My name is Gertrude Atukunda. I work with the National Agricultural Research Organization as a senior social economist. I also chair the Contracts Committee of NARO. I have prepared this summary presentation. You will allow me to skip some slides and keep it a bit short so that I can be within the time. The outline, we are going to look at the theme. It's just a recap of what we have been going through since Tuesday, the objectives of the conference, the level of participation, summary of presentations, and policy recommendations. I wouldn't want to go into the details. The theme of the conference is clear to us. It was outlined in the magazine, and it's public finance management for enhanced service delivery. The goal is clearly indicated there. The objective, I think this is also still very clear to us, and it is to provide a forum, a platform for public sector players to share best practices, address the challenges of managing public finances, and contribute to the ongoing efforts to enhance the performance of government programs. And I think a lot of this, we have already covered it in the various presentations. I think we are clear about who the participants are. It's a wide cross-section of stakeholders involved in public finance management. This is a snapshot of attendance to this conference, and I think the attendance has been excellent, as you can tell from the figures. Day one, we had 467 participants, and of these, 232 were here in person and 235 online. Day two, 609, that is the total, 307 in person, 302 online. Day three, 315 here in person, 279 online, and today 319 present here and 164 online. So we feel this has been a very good conference with insightful presentations. The chairpersons have been excellent, and also ensuring that timekeeping, and the moderators also did excellent work. This is now going into the various sessions. The first one was the opening session. I don't want to go into details of reading what is on screen. Let me just go straight on. I don't want to tell you how many slides there are, but I want to make sure that I skip some and keep within time. It has already been mentioned that we are all in the mood for the weekend. So within these remarks by Derek Nkaja, CPA Derek Nkaja, of course, there was welcome remarks, and he reiterated the theme of the conference and also emphasized the issue of the duty of the Institute to operate in public interest. The welcome remarks continued to thank the conference partners because they have made this conference happen. And among them, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Caseware, who are here with us, Baker Tilly, for the financial support and technical support. We also had opening remarks by CPA Ronald Mutumba. Definitely, he welcomed the participants, and he emphasized that he hopes, the Institute hopes to be able to influence national policy development. Recommendations from this conference, he promised, will be shared with the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Let me go to the next presentation, which was a keynote address. This was a very insightful address too, that really touched on all aspects of the conference. There were some key points that were raised. Those of you who were here, I think you remember the blog about the driving license services, how they have, the services have improved, and how we all need probably to borrow a leaf from there, and also improve service delivery within our various organizations. There were also takeaways that were emphasized, the issues of behavioral aspects, the need to appreciate policy as a guide, but also ensure that where necessary, we align the policy, we realign it, and co-align it so that service delivery can be improved. There was the issue of running business, government as a business, but the question was, what is that model that government should follow to run its activities as business? It was noted that there is need to enhance continuous professional development. I think this ran through all the presentations, and also the need to engage the academia to understand how the profession will be affected by the new curriculum. The next presentation was on building trust and ethics. And to a great extent, this was also core to the profession, to the professionals here. And this was given by CPA Keto Kayemba. I wouldn't want to go into the details of some of the presentation, but the emphasis was to you accountants that accountants are financial health providers, and various stakeholders rely on the work of the accountants. Accountants are trusted to provide necessary financial services. Therefore, accountants need to build trust. This presentation focused on trust. And trust is a firm belief or confidence in the reliability, integrity, and honesty of an entity or person. And trust is built over time through a number of interventions, going for studies, getting certified, professionalism, ensuring ethics, good leadership, and consistent professional behavior. Let me go straight to the recommendations. This emphasized strengthening the implementation of the national laws, regulations, and policies that build trust. It was also emphasized that there is a need for a deliberate strategy on building trust, and that as professionals, we should be holding each other's hand, advising one another, instead of backstabbing each other. Because when we backstab each other, then we kill the trust that we are supposed to portray. The next presentation on day 2 was integrated financial management information systems. I think all of us working in government, we are familiar with this system. And the presentation was hinged on what was the situation before 2000, before computerization, before automation, I don't have to go through this. I think we are all going through this as professionals working with government. There are quite a number of lessons that were presented. I just picked a few. And also the emerging issues from working with this system. And it was noted that there's cyber security threats, lack of critical mass of staff with the required skills, especially within the local governments. It was talked about the issue of the ICT infrastructure, which is still limited, internet connectivity, and all that requires the system to work efficiently. There were also policy recommendations mentioned. I don't want to go into the details so that I can be able to keep time. Day 2 presentation 3 was on stakeholder involvement. This presentation focused on the findings of a study that was conducted over a period of time and that involved a number of stakeholders as part of the study and also as providers of information. And the findings indicated that the more stakeholders are involved, the better for public accountability or service delivery. So the need to identify the relevant stakeholders that we need to work with. Next presentation was funding, was on the issue of funding for the fight against HIV/AIDS. This presentation was made by staff from the Uganda AIDS Commission. The presentation talked about the goal of the Uganda AIDS Commission, and we all know that AIDS is one of the cross-cutting issues that can affect service delivery in various aspects. But it was noted that funding for HIV/AIDS is still low, and the call was made for contributions from domestic corporations to assist in providing funds for HIV/AIDS. Presentation number 5 on day 2, again, focused on developments in the profession. This was specific to the accountant professionals, and I think it was re-emphasizing the importance of your profession and the things you need to take into consideration. I think core to this was continuous professional development, compliance. Compliance, I think, has been running through most of these presentations, even the most recent one. And a number of opportunities were presented where the professionals can access information, training to improve their work. The next presentation was on forensic audits. The presentation labored into explaining what forensic audit is and what takes place during forensic audits, and the objective of the forensic audit, that is not an easy word to pronounce, which looks at who is actually involved in what is being investigated or audited, what actually took place, where, why, and when. Okay, I'm being reminded about time. So this presentation will be available to all of you Of course, we know we have had a number of presentations, so this summary is important, and it's also a recap for us to keep remembering what we have been going through during this conference. The next one was on public finance management audits. Oops, sorry. I want to go straight to the, does this thing, okay. Oh, no, I think, okay, let me just go straight to the takeaways in that presentation. Parliamentary recommendations during the previous year should be adhered to. I think the report, it was mentioned that the report is available. Internal audit processes should be automated to enhance efficiency and transparency, and the need to guide how public finance management audits should be undertaken across different government entities. There was another presentation, a case study from Uganda Prison Services.
We can't hear you, you're a bit low, maybe please.
Hello? Oh, okay. I think this one is better. This was a case study from Uganda Prison Services, and the presentation was on asset utilization. And although this was a case study from Uganda Prison Services, I think it is still relevant to most of the organizations we work with. I go straight to the challenges associated with asset utilization as reported from Uganda Prison Services, bureaucracy in the acquisition and disposal of assets, the high maintenance costs to keep the assets in good shape, limited resource envelope to fully utilize some of the assets or even to acquire all the necessary assets. Let me not go into the recommendations because I think I have like 2 minutes to go. Balancing work and business. This was also a very interesting presentation that touched our lives outside our workplaces. Motivations for doing what we do outside our workplaces were outlined, but also the potential challenges of us involving ourselves in businesses outside our employment were outlined, and suggestions were also made on how best we can do that. The word is hustling, engaging in hustles that don't directly compete with our jobs is the key recommendation. We also had a presentation on navigating the public sector. This was also an insightful presentation. The key takeaways from this presentation, again, was echoed the issues of trust and ethics and professionalism. And it was emphasized that we need to be shrewd, but read between the lines when given certain tasks, and always give supervisors options, alternatives, or suggestions. I think we still have one more presentation to go. Climate change, I don't even think I have to talk about this presentation. It's a few minutes that we listen to this presentation, so it should be still fresh in our minds. And similarly, the presentation on managing taxes, which we have just listened to. And for this, because it was the last one, we didn't pick the summary and the takeaways. We picked them on paper, but we are not able to put them on computer. I think this brings me to the end of this presentation, promising that the next steps for us as rapporteurs, we are going to collect all the notes, photographs, comments, and questions and responses, and then we'll write the report and ensure that the report is submitted for approval, and then this report shall be disseminated to all the participants. I want to thank you for listening to me.
Members, another round of applause to our rapporteur report. At this juncture, allow me invite CPA Gloria Taise to give a word of appreciation to our sponsors. Thank you so much. Hopefully she has stepped out briefly, so allow me invite our CEO, Mr. Derek Nkaija, to come and appreciate our sponsors. Allow me to invite Minister of Finance, MOFPED representative, to come and receive. Our next sponsor is Barclay, also to come and receive. Members and those online, before I call in the person to take on the closing remarks, I want to appreciate the Institute, the council members, the Secretariat for having organized such a conference. I hope everybody has got something out of it. And just to remind you that all the presentations are going to be sent on your emails for your reviews. Now at this juncture, allow me call CPA Timothy Diom to make the closing remarks. CPA Diom is a member of the Invest Management Committee, where I personally sit, and he is the chair of Finance and Administration on Council. Please give him a round of applause.
Okay. Good afternoon. You can sense the energy I have. Thank you, MC, Jocelyn. CEO was just saying this should have been the Vice President's speech, as is the tradition for the VP to close. Unfortunately, since this pause, just do the honors. The council members, CEO, former presidents, Secretary of the Institute, fellow CPS, dear participants, good afternoon. As we draw down the curtains on the second Public Finance Management Conference, let us pause to reflect on the profound learning experiences we have shared. While it saddens me to bid farewell to such an enriching event, I trust you'll join me in acknowledging the invaluable insights gained. Dear CPS, the theme, Public Finance Management for Enhanced Service Delivery, couldn't have been more apt. Our discussions centered on effective accountability approaches to elevate government programs' performance, a mission critical to our collective success as a country. Yesterday, as we recall, CPA Gloria shed some light on how to navigate the public sector from the accountant's perspective. She tackled the challenges of adhering to established procedures amidst external pressures that we all face at our workplaces, reminding us of the paramount importance of integrity and steadfast decision-making. Beyond the realm of learning, this conference has provided us with networking opportunities that I believe we have all taken advantage of. I trust that the new connections forged will not only enrich our professional lives, but also bolster our social capital. Learning, however, is only as potent as its application. Let us pledge to translate the knowledge gleaned here into tangible action. As we return to our roles, let us innovate, rejuvenate, and explore new avenues to serve our customers, employees, and communities to create rightful impact. Now, some upcoming events and developments at the Institute. I would like to remind you of upcoming learning opportunities at the Institute. Experiential training. The process of learning by observation and interaction is being introduced on 14th May, the year of our Lord 2024. The lessons picked could spur the establishment of some businesses. Participants will travel to certain locations of the country and learn from established businesses in various sectors, such as agribusiness, leisure, and tourism, manufacturing, mining, and so on. Importantly, some of these places are run by our own fellow accountants. So we are basically going to learn from each other. Additionally, they will develop personal understanding, knowledge, skills, and attitudes through the analysis of and reflection on the places visited. To find out more information on how to register, I encourage all of us to visit the Institute website, which we are all familiar with. We are also going to have a masterclass for tuition providers. The Institute has introduced a masterclass for CPA tuition providers to upskill them on how to effectively deliver CPA tuition. This is one of the interventions towards improving the performance of individuals aspiring to be accountants. The masterclass is scheduled for the 12th to 15th June 2024. We do hope to see better performance after this masterclass. Then we have another master class for holders of foreign accountancy qualifications. It has been established that there are many holders of foreign accountancy qualifications who completed their professional accountancy courses before 2013 and are employed in accounting roles but are unable to withstand the current structure of examinations. Obviously, after 11 years, a lot has changed. Some of you, like us, graduated when things were all manual. So individuals who successfully complete the master class will be eligible for ICPAU membership. Again, to register, please visit the website. And if you know a friend who knows a friend who knows a friend, please let them know this master class is there as a small window to gain the ICPAU qualification. Exams at advanced age become extremely hard. Appreciation, as I conclude, I would like to thank the rapporteur who has just been on the stage now for carefully putting together the PFM discussions and deliberations for a comprehensive report that we have just received. In a special way, let me also thank the Invest Committee of the Institute, led by our own CPA David Serebe, for a very good job done. You know, we are having this for the second time, and on the second attempt, we have already taken it out of town for another experiment. So I think they have done extremely well. Let's clap for them. Our partners, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, not only sponsoring, but sending many members here to attend. Please, a round of applause for them. Our other sponsors, Caseware, Baker Tilly, and let me also, in a very special way, please, the staff of the Secretariat, led by our CEO, just stand up, for those ones, let's stand up. Some of us members don't know that you're actually employed at the Institute. So thank you very much. Let's give them a huge round of applause. And last but not least, I would also like to applaud you, the participants of this conference. Without you, we would not have a conference. Thank you for having the belief in us to come all the way to Jinja. I hope you have had an exciting experience, including those who are online. Unfortunately, you will not enjoy fully, but I'm sure the presentations were worth your time. And I would like to applaud all of you for your commitment to continuous learning. Now, special thanks to the various presenters who took time to share their knowledge with us. And lastly, not forgetting our various service providers, especially the Source of the Nile Hotel. I'm sure for you veterans of ICPAU seminars, we have had a different experience with food. And let's clap for the hotel for hosting us. They are learning, and we're also learning, but I'm sure it has been a wonderful experience. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Council of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, and my own behalf, I thank you once again for your attendance and active participation, and I now declare the Public Finance Management Conference officially closed. Stay safe and travel safely. God bless you all. And remember to continue exploring Jinja. You don't want to sit in that jam. And to those of you who have had a relative recently benefiting from the cabinet reshuffle, congratulations. I'm excited that a man who wears one color of t-shirt is eventually in cabinet. Strange things happen in this country. Thank you very much. MC.
Thank you so much, Timothy, for these closing remarks. Members, as we part, there is lunch before you leave. And I personally would want to wish you a blessed Holy Week that is ahead of us, and a happy Easter. Members of council, past presidents, there is a photo moment before you go for lunch. Thank you so much. You've been a good audience. I remain CPA Jocelyn Nakasi, who has been your MC today.
If auto be, we bring Afro